out how to dress for your body type can sometimes feel like a mystery, okay? You see a cute outfit on somebody else, you try it on yourself, and suddenly it looks nothing like you imagined. Does that sound familiar? That's because not every style works the same way on everybody, and that's totally okay. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with your shape. It just means that you need to find pieces that are actually made to work with it. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down how to dress for your body type, summer edition. I'm going to walk you through some of the best summer styles for each body type, whether you're an hourglass, pear, apple, rectangle, or inverted triangle, so that way you know exactly what you are looking for when you are shopping and you're putting your outfits together. We're going to be talking about the silhouettes that flatter your shape, how to highlight your best features, and just what summer pieces might work best for you, because when you know what works for your body, getting dressed becomes a whole lot easier and a little bit more fun. And don't worry, this isn't about rules or like limitations. It's just about making your wardrobe work for you. So let's just get into it. All right, let's talk about the hourglass body type. And honestly, if this is you, then you probably already know it. Okay, you've got balanced shoulders and hips with a naturally defined waist that gives you that curvy silhouette. Your proportions are even, which means that you can play with styles, but the goal is always to highlight the waist without adding extra bulk to the curves. And summer is such a great time to lean into your shape. So think lightweight pieces that still define your body without feeling heavy or restrictive. You want things that feel easy and breezy, but still make you feel put together. Let's start with the basics, silhouettes, okay? Your waist is your superpower. So you want clothes that bring attention to it. Look for pieces that are fitted, that are belted, or clinched at the waist but still have some movement. Nothing that's too tight or nothing that's super boxy. Just that sweet spot where the fabric hugs the right places and drapes everywhere else. When it comes to necklines, most styles will work, but if you want to really flatter your shape, go for open necklines like a V-neck, a scoop neck, square neck, even halters. These draw the eye upward and help balance your upper and lower halves without adding any width. For top structure styles or those that kind of follow your curves are key. A fitted tank, a wrap top, or anything that ties at the waist is going to look amazing. If you want something a little bit more relaxed, then try a top that kind of skims the body or tuck it in to define the waist. Now for bottoms, high-waisted is almost always the move, okay? Whether it's shorts, trousers, skirts, high-rise styles is going to help define that middle point and keep your proportions clean. Now A-line skirts are great if you want a little movement, while straight leg or wide leg pants can work as long as you balance them with a more fitted top. And here's where proportions really come to play. If you're wearing something flowy on the bottom, go for something fitted up top. And if you're wearing something oversized up tops, make sure your bottoms help rein it in with the shape or structure. It's all about balance. Now, something that's not talked about enough is that not all hourglass bodies look the same. If you're a slimmer hourglass, you may want to add a little volume or layering to create softness and dimension. And if you're a more fuller hourglass, you may want to focus on clean lines and waist definition that doesn't clean. The principles are still the same. It's all about just tweaking them to your comfort and what makes you feel good. And a quick note on what you might want to avoid is anything that's too shapeless or stiff, because it can hide your natural shape and kind of throw off your proportions. You already got that built-in balance, so don't fight it. Just follow your curves and let the clothes work with your body and not against it. Now let's talk about the pear body shape. If this is you, then you probably already know your key features. Your hips are wider than your shoulders. You carry more volume on your lower half. And you've got a defined waist that gives you that beautiful curve through your hips and your thighs. The main goal with this body type, again, is all about balance. We want to play up the waist and draw a little bit more attention upward to even things out visually. And the good news is that summer is full of styles that naturally flatter this shape without trying too hard. So starting with the silhouettes, you want pieces that are going to highlight the waist just like with your hourglass shapes, but with an extra focus on adding shape and structure to your upper half. Tops that have interest, whether it's a strong neckline or puff sleeves or a little shoulder detail, is going to help balance out your proportions and bring the eye upward. Necklines like boat necks, square necks, off the shoulders, halters work really well because they visually broaden out your shoulders and open up the top half of your body. You can also play around with color and pattern, and don't be afraid to go bold on top and then keep things more neutral on the bottom. Now for tops, look for course, fitted or semi-fitted styles that will define your waist. Crop lengths can be really great if they hit right at the waistline, or you can kind of tuck in a blouse or a tank into high-waisted bottoms to create the same effect. Just make sure there's a little structure. Super flowy tops can sometimes drown your shape if they're not styled right. Now for bottoms, this is where tailoring really matters. You want pieces that are just gonna skim your curves without clinging too tight. So think wide leg pants, flowy midi skirts, A-line shapes, or shorts with a little bit more room in the leg. Avoid anything that cuts too tightly across the hips or the thighs. Instead, go for fabrics that have built-in movement that don't add too much bulk. Just like the hourglass shape, a high waist is your best friend. It defines your middle and it creates a nice long leg line, especially when it's paired with a top that hits just above or right at the waistband. Now let's talk about the variations of the pear shape, because just like the hourglass shape, not all pear bodies are the same. If you are a slim pear, then you might want to focus on adding volume up top to kind of create those curves. So structured shoulders, layered necklines, and playful tops that can really bring balance. And if you are a fuller pear, then you want to keep the top light but flattering while making sure that your bottoms have enough room without being too loose or too shapeless. A little structure is going to go a long way. Stiffer fabrics on the bottom can help hold shape and avoid clinging, while lighter fabrics on the top can keep things airy without feeling too bulky. Now here are some things to avoid if you have a pear shape. Anything that overly emphasizes your hips without any waist definition, like low-rise pants or oversized tops that stop right at the widest point. Also, super skinny jeans can work, but only if the top half adds some balance. Otherwise, it may kind of throw your proportions off. Again, it's not about hiding anything. It's about dressing in a way that makes you feel confident and comfortable. You've got that gorgeous curve in your lower body, so let's work with it, okay? Not against it. Show off that waist, balance the shape, and keep things breezy and fun. Now let's talk about the apple body shape. This is actually my body shape. If you also have this body shape, then you probably have a fuller midsection, less defined waist, and you probably carry more volume around your stomach or your bust. Your arms and your legs might be on the slimmer side, and you've got gorgeous curves throughout your upper body. So the goal here is all about creating shape without clinging to the midsection. We want to define your silhouette by focusing on structure, soft draping, and clever proportions, especially around the neckline, the waistline, and the hemlines. Starting with tops, for apples, it's all about finding pieces that kind of skim over the midsection and draw the eye either upward or downward, basically anywhere but the waist, okay? So look for tops that are slightly flowy or have some tailoring through the body. So empire waist, wrap styles, and subtle A-line cuts are all super flattering. Now necklines make a big difference here, okay? V-necks, scoop necks, even open collars help elongate your upper body and kind of break up the fullness around your chest or your stomach. You can also play around with details like puff sleeves or structured shoulders. This is gonna give that balance and definition without overwhelming your frame. If you are wearing a looser top, balance it out with a slimmer or more structured bottom, like a straight leg trousers or tailored shorts or even A-line skirts that kind of skim over the hips. This creates a gentle hourglass illusion without having to clench at the waist. Now for bottoms, apples often have great legs, so this is where you can have some fun. Show them off with shorter hemlines or crop lengths, so mid to high rise bottoms work best to avoid cutting into the waistline. Think soft fabrics that glide over the body, nothing too tight or stiff around the stomach, but also nothing too oversized because that's gonna add bulk. And if you are an apple shape with a larger bust, then supportive or well-fitting tops are key. Don't shy away from structured fabrics or layering pieces like an open button-up or lightweight jackets to kind of add that vertical line and shape. On the flip side, if you are a slimmer apple with less volume in the hips, then try playing around with texture or print on the bottom half to kind of help balance things out. And when it comes to dresses, go for styles that flow away from the body without being too shapeless. So wrap dresses, empire cuts, and like swingy swift dresses can all work beautifully. And if the fabric moves with you and the shape doesn't cling in the middle, you're golden. So the main thing that you're going to want to avoid with an apple body shape is anything too clingy or too tight around the midsection, especially in stiff fabrics and super boxy cuts that kind of hide your entire shape. We are not trying to camouflage with an apple body shape, okay? We're trying to reshape in a soft and flattering way. I know people be hating on the apple shape, but the apple shape is so chic when it's styled right. It's all about clean lines, great tailoring, and emphasizing the parts of your body that you love most. So whether it's your neckline, whether it's your legs, whether it's your arms, let those shine, okay? Because when your clothes make you feel good, that confidence shows through everything else. Moving on to the rectangle body shape. If this is you, you've probably got fairly balanced proportions through your shoulders, through your waist and your hips. Your silhouette is more straight up and down without a super defined waist. You might feel like your shape is more athletic, but the thing is that the rectangle shape is incredibly versatile. You've got a naturally balanced frame, and the goal here is to add shape and movement in all the right places. So soft curves, strategic structure, and pieces that break up the straight lines of your body. So starting off with tops, since rectangle shapes don't naturally have a super defined waist, you can kind of create the illusion of curves by choosing tops that add volume up top or clinch in at the waist. So wrap tops, peplum silhouettes, ruche details, and tops with gathered or belted waist are all great. You can also play around with your neckline, so square necks, sweethearts, even off the shoulder styles can add softness and add some shape. Sleeve details are also going to be your friend, so puff sleeves, cap sleeves, or even like ruffled shoulders kind of help build out the upper body and make your waist appear more defined in comparison. Now let's get into the bottoms. You can definitely have some fun here, okay? So high-waisted bottoms are a good go-to. They visually break up the torso and give you an illusion of a waist. So try pairing them with some tucked-in tops or crop styles that hit right at the waistline. And look for bottoms with volume or with shape, such as wide leg pants, flared trousers, A-line skirts, or shorts with pleats or like ruffled detailing. These pieces are gonna add dimension to your lower half and create more of that hourglass balance. And dresses are super flattering on rectangles when they create movement or shape. So wrap dresses, tier styles, and belted like shirt dresses can all give the waist definition and kind of add that softness. You can also play around with dresses that have like interesting seams or panels or print placement to kind of create the illusion of curves. Layering is another great tool for rectangles, okay? So try lightweight summer vests, some crop jackets, or even like button downs tied at the waist. These pieces are going to help break up the body visually and give you more interest to your overall silhouette. If you are a slimmer rectangle, then you can play with oversized or slouchy styles if you balance them out. So like a flowy top with some structured shorts or a loose dress kind of clinched at the waist. And if you are a fuller rectangle, then look for softly tailored styles that kind of drape but still give you some structure. And one more tip is don't be afraid of details, okay? Rectangles can handle embellishments, bold prints, ruffles, and volume without overwhelming the frame. Use these to your advantage to highlight certain areas and kind of create that visual shape. At the end of the day, the rectangle body is such a great canvas, okay? So build that shape with pieces that add dimension and that add curve. It's all about playing with balance and structure and a little bit of styling magic. Now lastly, we have the inverted triangle body type, and if this is you, then you probably got broad shoulders or a fuller bust with more narrow hips and a more straight or slim lower body. Your shape is strong, it's sporty, and it's super striking. The key to styling an inverted triangle is all about balance. So we're softening up the upper half and adding a little volume or shape to the lower half. Okay, so starting off with tops. Since this body type carries more width up top, we want to go for styles that soften or streamline the shoulders. So V-necks, scoop necks, deeper open necklines work beautifully. They draw the eye down and break up that broad line across the chest. Avoid necklines that cut straight across like boat necks or off the shoulder types, since they can make you look a little bit wider on the top. Instead, go for flowy simple tops with minimal shoulder detail. So skip the shoulder pads, the puff sleeves, or the thick straps, and instead look for drop shoulders, relaxed sleeves, or thin straps that don't add the extra bulk up top. Halter necks can also work really well because they narrow the lines of the shoulders visually and kind of highlight the collarbones. Now let's talk about bottoms, okay? This is where the magic is gonna happen. Since your lower half is more narrow, you want to build it out a bit and balance those broader shoulders. So A-line skirts, wide leg pants, paperback shorts, even tiered or like ruffled styles will work so well for you. These silhouettes add that volume in a really flattering way and kind of help create more of that hourglass balance. And if you're into denim, then go for a lighter washes or bottoms with fun details like pockets, pleats, or a pattern. These are going to draw attention down to visually anchor the look. High-waisted styles also work really well because they kind of help lengthen the legs and define the waist, especially when it's paired with the top that's tucked in or hits right at the waist. And when it comes to dresses, go for pieces that have more minimal top half and like a fuller skirt. So think fit and flare styles, wrap dresses with an A-line shape, or slip dresses that kind of flow over the body. Look for styles that naturally emphasize the waist while softening the shoulders. If you are a slim inverted triangle, then you can play around with proportions. So try mixing oversized bottoms with more fitted tops. And if you're a curvier up top, then stick with soft fabrics that kind of drape without clinging to avoid anything that adds any unnecessary width to the shoulder line. Layering can also work too. Just make sure your outer layers don't stop at your widest point. So a crop jacket or a long flowy vest can help add shape and balance without overwhelming your frame. The goal isn't to hide your shoulders, they're part of your power. It's all about styling in a way that makes your whole silhouette feel balanced and intentional, okay? So let your waist be the midpoint and then just build from there. When everything feels in proportion, getting dressed is just gonna click, okay? And that's when styling really becomes fun. At the end of the day, body types are just a guide, okay? It's not a rule book, so you should never feel boxed in by a label or feel like you have to dress a certain way just because of your shape. These tips are just here to help you, not limit you. If you love something and you feel good in it, that's all that matters, okay? Wear what makes you feel confident. And if you feel like you're maybe a mix in between body types, that's also totally normal. Most of us don't fall perfectly into one category. Maybe you've got a curvier bottom half but broader shoulders, or maybe you got a defined waist but like a straighter silhouette overall. In that case, just take pieces from each section that resonate with your shape. Think of this as like a toolbox, okay? You don't have to use every tool at once. Just the ones that make your outfit feel right for you. Style should always feel like you, just a little bit more elevated, a little bit more effortless, okay? So use these tips when they are helpful and ignore them when they're not, okay? If you enjoyed this video, then let's talk in the comments, okay? Let me know what body type you resonate with the most. Also, if you have any video recommendations or video suggestions, then definitely leave them down below as well. And if you want to take your style even further, be sure to check out some of my styling guides. I have a Elevate Your Everyday Looks guide, which is full of styling tips, outfit formulas, and just ways to make your simple pieces look effortlessly chic. And if you're ready to build a wardrobe that you love from the ground up, then My Wardrobe Workbook will walk you through finding your personal style, identifying your essentials, and kind of creating a closet that actually works for you. I'll be sure to link both guides in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, share it with their friends, and I will see you guys in my next one. Peace out.